So, are Labour on drugs? Personally, I think they are because we're looking at a budget that's coming up in October, the end of October, 30th of October to be exact, which looks like it is going to absolutely trounce businesses across the UK. This in the same breath, of course, when Rachel Reeves decided she wanted to do an investment summit here in the UK. Well, not necessarily just Rachel Reeves, but the Labour Party in general wanted to do an investment summit for business leaders, which was attended by the high and mighty in the business world here in the UK over the last few days. The rumour floating around at the moment is that businesses are going to be hit with having to pay further national insurance payments for employees, which kind of goes against everything that they said in relation to tax rises before the election. What does that actually mean? Well, it means that every employer that employs somebody that pays national insurance will pay more for each employee that they hire. So what it's actually doing is it's putting off employers actually hiring more people. It's as simple as that. And regardless of what way you look at it, the employers are there to make money. Yeah. Every single business in the UK, prime reason for existing is to make money, is to contribute to the economy in general, is to employ people. They pay those people pay into the economy. If you've got less people paying into the economy, you have less money floating around and you've less money to invest it. It's as simple as that. And yet we're now in a situation where the rumor mill is flying about where employers will be forced to pay more national insurance. Now, it doesn't affect people's income tax rates, or so we're told so far, because they've categorically stated that they're not going to raise the employees' national insurance rates or their income tax rates. However, I don't believe them for a second. I think it's going to be taken some other way, in one way, shape or form. The most obvious one for me is the reassessment of council tax bands. The council tax bands based in the UK are based on the value of property back in the 1990s. Now we all know that the property values have shot up since the early 1990s, and the rumor mill again is saying that they're going to reevaluate property prices based on kind of 2023, 2024 prices. If that's the case, each band in every single council tax band will have to rise by at least 35%. It's as simple as that. So if you're struggling at the moment with council tax, next year, at the start of next financial year, which is the 1st of April, Fool's Day, you could potentially be paying 35% more in council tax. Some councils across the UK are presently in what they call special measures. To you and I, that means they're basically bankrupt. Yeah, and they've already requested government for more funds, and they've also said that they need to raise the council tax rates massively. Birmingham, for example, which is one of the biggest councils in Europe, is proposing a 40% rise in council tax bands. What planet are these wankers living on that they can do something like that? And that they think that it's acceptable with people that are struggling already to pay those council tax bills. Central government is to blame as well, because over the last 14 years, when we had the Conservatives in power, there was austerity. They cut back services to the bone. They cut funding to councils, and councils then were expected to pick up the pieces. You know, they were expected basically to provide more with less. Yeah. Now, tax is always, tax in general is always a thorny subject with people. However, I've stated on previous videos that tax in general, I have no issue with paying. None whatsoever. Believe it or not, I actually don't mind paying tax as long as I know that tax is being spent wisely. But it's not. We can see it in the UK that it's not being spent wisely. We're presently spending millions of pounds a day housing illegal immigrants in hotels. We've got boatloads of people arriving here every day across the channel, who are instantly picked up in the channel, and they get the Grey Line funnel ferry over to Dover, and then they're put up in hotels until their asylum cases are seen to, which in some cases can take years. One chap in particular here in Bristol is presently suing the local council because his asylum case has been going on for nearly 7 years. 7 years? It should have been done in 7 minutes. But anyway, but in the meantime, of course, he can't work because he's an asylum seeker. You know, strange that, isn't he? Because it kind of turns up, you know, claiming asylum, you know, from some North African country. But anyway, that's a completely different point. But he's been here for 7 years, been unable to work, and of course he's been put up in a hotel all that time as well. So great job if you can get it, isn't it? But there you go. I sound like a Reform Party person now, don't I? But you know, these are the facts. We've also got a system here at the moment which basically penalizes you for doing better. So anybody that's earns a little bit more, it automatically goes into a higher tax band. They end up paying more money, and in some cases it's not actually worth getting a pay rise, because after you get that pay rise and after you go into that higher tax band, you're actually worse off at the end of the month. But that's an entirely different story. Anyway, going back to this national insurance rise. So a lot of my friends are small business owners. A lot of them work all over the country. They employ lots and lots of people. They're suppliers into bigger companies and stuff like that. And if they're hit with a higher national insurance bill, they are not going to be able to afford to hire more people. It's as simple as that. They are just simply not going to be able to do it. They physically won't be able to do it, financially won't be able to do it, and it's a crazy situation to be in. And so I'm going to do a video after the budget on the 30th of October to see what the actual repercussions of this are. But anybody that's a small business owner here in the UK right now is absolutely crapping themselves. They really are, because I can see this being an absolute game changer of a budget on the 30th of October. We already know that they're going to go after capital gains tax, so that basically means that you're going to pay more tax on any profits that you make. We absolutely know that they're going to go after inheritance tax, because they've pretty much said as much over the last 104 days that they've been in office. 104 days, and they've basically pissed off the entire country already. But there you go. Such is life. So we pretty much know that's going to happen. So let's see what happens after the 30th. But I think, as I said, if you're a small business owner in this country at the moment, you're absolutely screwed. Then there's the other thing about energy prices here at the moment. Energy prices went up again by 10% on the 1st of October, including the daily standing charges. And after that, the daily standing charges now account for just over £340 a year for the average dual fuel customer, which basically means that's the amount of money you pay before you use a single unit of gas or electricity. So that's what the bill would have been, by the way, about 3 years ago for me and my missus for over a 4-month period. But there you go. What can you do? Meanwhile, the wholesale price of gas and electricity has now dropped below what it was pre the invasion of Ukraine, and yet the prices are still going north. It makes you wonder what Ofgem are doing, doesn't it? But yeah, that's a whole other story. They're supposedly independent, but there must be a hell of a lot of brown envelopes going into the Ofgem offices at the moment. Anyway, just there, I said I'd share this nugget with all of you. Hope you're all having a nice day, and we'll do another video after the 30th of October and see how that goes. But as I said, it's going to be an interesting one. Have fun, folks. See you all later. Bye.